We have a very sweet duet that I would like to hear later. Yeah.
So would I, actually. I wonder who's going to perform it.
Hi AsiaOne, this is Kit Chan and I'm playing Mrs. Lee aka Kuan Yew in the LKY Musical.
I'm Adrian Pang, and I'm playing the husband.
I think it's my childhood, which would be in the 70s. I'm okay with talking about that. Why do you have that laugh? I think it was the best time for me because it was the time when Singapore was just sort of transiting from pretty much third world to... We were quite third world before that, were we? I think so.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, right. And I spent a lot of time in Chinatown during that time. So I'm so glad I had that opportunity when you still had all the stalls out there and everything was just so fun. So I think I had a really happy childhood. And then to kind of see the whole city transform, I think then we were called newly industrialized and then we became first world. And I find that not many people can say you can kind of witness all that growth in one lifetime. And I'm not even done with this life yet. Yeah.
Wow. I was just going to say the 80s because of the fashions.
Yeah, that's true.
and you come up with something deep like that. My goodness.
Well, I
How do I
can't
match
help
that?
it.
I mean, because looking back now, the fashions in the 80s were absolutely ridiculous, and I was a victim of the trends myself at the time. But they seem to be coming back.
Yeah, like, do you think
Right?
this looks a bit 80s?
No, hey, absolutely.
A little
This,
bit.
even my sons who are in their 20s are dressing up like I used to, and so I should have kept all my
No,
my
it doesn't
baggy
quite
my
work
baggy
like
jeans.
that, no.
But yeah, but you're right. Actually, that to that point, I think that period of Singapore's history was of such tremendous growth and development and evolution. So that was an incredible time to be alive.
Yeah.
I think any role that you play, there is a responsibility, not just the character on the page, but to the story itself. And when you're playing a real life person, whether they're still living or no longer, I suppose there's the added pressure to quote unquote get it right, because this will be an individual that people knew. So to put a public spin on something that has been very private, there is a lot of pressure. But in the end, you just have to kind of shut out all the noise and just try and just do the best job you can, really.
Yeah. To add on to that, I think that being a musical does give it a bit more creative license. The moment you launch into song, you're in an alternate universe and anything goes there. And it's like all these like emotions that you can play with. And really, I mean, I find that there's a lot of freedom in music and how you can just sort of interpret stuff differently.
Gosh, it's been 7 years since the first run of LKY Musical. Obviously, one significant new element is our dear Kit here, who will be joining us. Very exciting to be working with Kit after all these years.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
actually. No, I don't want to look at this as we're doing a rerun. I want this to be fresh and new and be full of surprises, even for myself and the cast that are returning. And there's actually quite a large number of new cast members, actually, apart from Kit. So for me, I really want to go into this with fresh eyes and open mind. Yeah, this is an opportunity to rediscover new things for myself, and hopefully even returning audiences will discover new things, and hopefully we'll introduce this piece and this story to new audiences. Dick Lee has written some beautiful music for this piece. There's some gorgeous ensemble numbers and gorgeous solo numbers, some like huge kind of anthemic torch song type things. A few lovely duets that
we have a very sweet duet that I would like to hear later. Yeah.
So would I, actually. I wonder who's going to perform it. But
I think you and me.
Oh, really? Speaking of which, I think that song, So Simple, it's called, is a very intimate and very revealing glimpse at the relationship between Mr. and Mrs. Lee. The Mr. and Mrs. Lee that nobody got to see, in public. And it's just a kind of stolen look into their private life together. Yeah, it's a very kind of beautiful, meaningful, sweet moment that they share. As we're speaking right now, we are 6 days away from National Day, 2022. So it's been a weird year for me anyway. So kind of overlapping that with now starting rehearsals for this run of LKY. It's just
Let me say it for you that I'm very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of him because it is actually a big deal, and he keeps downplaying it. When I first heard, he told me way before that he's going to do NDP, and then I was like, wait, but you're also doing LKY, how are you going to manage? So I think that is amazing. I mean, you're doing all this very rah-rah Singapore thing, and then now you're doing this rah-rah Singapore musical. It just makes perfect sense. First of all, it's not like I was never into like green things. I'm not someone who I like to grow things. It started from a very existential sort of thing. It was when supermarkets ran out of food. That just sort of got me thinking, just going back to basics. And now I have this dream of having a farm one day. Because I travel so much, I live in an apartment. I can't actually have a farm or a patch of land, or even keep the pots kind of growing, but it's the interest. So what I did was I volunteer at a local farm when I can, and I just kind of want to get my hands dirty and just do it. And also I wanted to know, because when I started having this dream of having a farm, I wanted to make sure it wasn't just a romantic dream. It's very romantic for any urbanite to think that. I thought, can I actually do it? And so when I started volunteering, I realized I really do enjoy it, even though I hate the heat and the mozzie bikes and all, but I could take all that because I felt like I was doing something meaningful. So that's what I do. I try to just keep that passion going, and when the time is right, I'll have that farm.
There's good days, bad days. The last 2.5 years has been educational. It's been a period of recalibration and kind of growth and kind of relearning a lot of things about myself. As a friend of mine just said, it's as if the gods are kind of resetting humanity. And I think that's a really good way to look at it, rather than trying to get out of this crisis as quick as we can and try and continue with our lives as if it never happened. I think that would be a mistake. I think this is a chance for all of us, not just myself, no matter what hardship you might have gone through during the pandemic, to kind of reevaluate and see how you can move on into the future as a better version of yourself. Having gone through a period of darkness, I'm trying to find my way with lights along the way of the tunnel to get to light at the end of the tunnel.
Is this going to be a good day?
Is this going to be a good day? It all depends on you, man.
Oh, God, pressure. Well, first of all, this production of the LKY Musical is the first big production with people singing and acting since the pandemic. So I think that alone is terribly exciting. To add on to what Adrian said, I think there is a deep sense of gratitude. Although we've been doing this for years, we're both veterans, but hey, after that long break, you really embrace it and wow, it's not every day you do a show like that. And of course, I was in the audience in 2015 when you guys did the show, and I liked it a lot. And I was like, I think they're gonna do a rerun because it was a great production. And I think I would like to be in it. I would say I waited a long time for that to happen. And for this, we were supposed to stage the production in 2020. Of course, it couldn't happen. And then 2021, Didn't happen, and now 2022. So absolutely anticipating it. Yeah.
Hi, come and see the LKY Musical at the Sands Theatre MBS from 7th September.